Well, today I got a product that kind of goes along all bike rides. So from your bicycles to your motorcycles, whoop, even to your mopeds. This is the SCAOKIT, I guess is how you pronounce it. And it's a really nice battery-operated air pump. Hey guys, welcome back to BikeGeeks, and today I'm showing you the SCAOKIT electric air pump, or what they call the smart air pump. This thing, when I received it, now they sent this over to me to review and show you guys, and I was a little skeptical. When they sent it to me to ask me to review it, I was, it looks interesting. If it works good, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, what am I about? I at least can show you guys what I think about it. It's since kind of become a staple for me to use. And I've put this thing through its paces. I'll be honest about it. I've had this thing for over a month now. I've used it on, well, maybe you've noticed my motorcycle changes a little bit. Now I have a Gold Wing here. I've used it on the Gold Wing. I've used it on my daughter's moped. I've used it on my fat bike. I've used it on my kids' bikes. I've used it on my vehicles. I've used it on a camping trailer. I've used it on a golf cart. And when I say I've used it, I actually, to do a real good test of it, I actually used it on my camping trailer that I use on my BikeGeeks channel that I made. It's a cargo trailer I'm making into a camper. And when I pulled it out first of the year, I was like, you know what? We're going to take this thing from the over the winter settle pressure all the way up to its the pressure that I pull it down the road with. And so, I mean, it took, on one side, I think it probably took 5-8 minutes to fill it up to where it needed to be. So I just let it go. You know, and you worry about burnout, a little motors like this, but I have put this thing through its paces, and the battery life surprised me, because I could do both tires on my trailer. I could do both tires on my bike. When I actually changed tires on my fat bike twice, one from the knobbies back to the slicks, and then from the slicks back to the knobbies, I did the entire fill-up of the tire with this thing just to try it, just to test it again and again and again, to really put us through its paces. And the thing has surprised me over and over and over again. I'm a huge fan. So let's show you the product, let's show you what it comes with, and then we'll show you how it works. So we're going to just do it right here on the motorcycle seat. So this is the pump itself, and this is the tube that goes from the inlet valve, or I guess the valve on the actual pump itself, which does say hot. It does get hot, and this tube right here also says caution hot. This tube gets very hot when you're filling, and so you just kind of screw it into place like so, and you're good to go. Now I actually tend to keep it like this, but if I'm packing it in my motorcycle or even in my fat bike, I will take the tube out just so I don't break it, right? And it is just a standard screw-on Schrader valve. So if you have Presta valves, you have to use a Schrader valve adapter, but all of my bicycles that I own are Presta, so I do that, and it works fantastic. And then we'll go through the settings here, but I just want to show you what else it comes with in the package. You can fill up balls. So I actually filled up my daughter's soccer ball and basketball with this thing as well. And so in the item here, you do get a ball filler, right? Just a standard little ball filler. You do get a USB-C cable to charge it. You don't get the AC adapter, but you do get that. You do get a Presta valve adapter, so you can, everything's going to be in the package here for you. Now I haven't actually used this one. I actually have an aluminum one that I tend to like to use. I like metal over plastic parts personally. And then it does have a little filler thing, so you can actually fill up like small inflatable items. So I have not inflated like a tube or like an inflatable or something with it, but it's just going to take a little longer than normal, but at least save you from blowing it with using your lungs. They do give you a nice little package bag, which I haven't actually used yet. I've actually just been throwing it in my bags that I have, but they do give you this, and they do give you some gloves. Now, it's a great option for you, but they do give you the safety gloves, so because you are working with tires, and they will be dirty. Let's be honest about it. And there we go. So let's go over the operation. Let me get in a little different spot with the light. So I'm in my garage. I just wanted to show you this because it's going to be easier to see if it's darker, obviously with the camera lens and everything. But first I'll show you the buttons real quick. So you have the power button, you have a mode button, you have a setting button, and then you have a plus and a minus, right? That's the buttons that you're going to have there. You can kind of see that there, right? And then you have the screen. So if you push and hold the power button, it'll say you just push and hold, let go, and then you can see that we're on, right? We have 0.0 psi. So if you and you'll see this here in a second, when you actually have this connected to a tire of some kind or whatever you have it connected, as soon as you connect it, it's going to read what psi is actually in the tire or right now, right? Or in the ball or whatever. But it's going to tell you what's currently in whatever you're trying to fill. Then you have your settings. What do you want to fill it to? So the standard bicycle setting, I guess they have it set at 50. We can go to mode. We can go to ball mode. They have standard 10. We can go to 100 psi for whatever that is. Personal setting. Vehicle 35 psi. And then back. There's a motorcycle setting 43.5. And then back to bicycle. Now we can actually go into, let's say we can actually set this stuff between the settings of what kind of reading we want to do. So we can go between kPa, kilograms per centimeter, I think is what that is, psi, bars. You can choose the settings of what you're actually going to fill to. So we use psi here in the United States, so I always use psi. But if you need to use a different setting, if you're used to bars, or maybe if you go to a specific item and it asks you for, hey, you need to fill this to 3 bars, you can still do that with this without doing some kind of conversion, right? So I'll use psi, and then I can change with the plus and minus what I want to actually fill to, right? So my fat bike doesn't run a high, and you can push and hold obviously, and it'll cycle faster. Right now, I think last time I filled it, I set it to 15. Let's just fill it to 17. That way you know what it's like. So I have it set to 17. Right now we're not connected to the bike, so it says 0. But it's really simple. So the mode, the M button, just cycles through what type of setting, and it's just an easy way to get to it. I can plug this into a vehicle in bike mode. It's not going to change how it operates. It just gets you to the settings, right? Set button, which is changing what kind of pressure you're trying to fill to, in this case psi, and then plus and minus to change to your manual setting to whatever you'd like to do. So let's head over to the bike real quick. So this is actually the first time I'm going to use their Presta valve adapter. I already put it on there, which just open the Presta valve and put on the adapter. And then I'll screw this on. If I can get my hands in here. Trying to not block the camera. And it's going to probably be hard for you to see the screen on there. That's why I did it in the dark. But there we go. I have it connected. Now it actually tells me 14.5 psi. I don't know how well you can read that. But it says 14.5 psi. That's what the pressure in the tire is. Now all I have to do is hit the power button. It's going to fill it to 17. It will automatically stop once it gets to 17. I don't have to do anything. So the nice thing about this thing is you can put it on there. It'll hold itself. I just hit the pressure and let it go. So there, it got to 17. Automatically shut itself off. Looks like I accidentally kicked the light on accidentally, but that's that. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. And then when you're done, you just unscrew it. And then I can take off my Presta valve adapter. And I actually think this is metal. I thought it was plastic the first time I got it, but I actually think this is aluminum. Well, that's better than I thought. Great. So that's fully filled and good to go. So the other thing about this is that if you push and hold the power button, obviously it'll turn off and it'll cycle off. If you push and hold the set button, there is a... No, did I hit it right? There we go. There is a light that comes on. Helps when you're actually paying attention to what button you're pushing. And then when you turn it off and you turn it back on next time you use it, it should actually have the previous setting that you used for whatever bicycle. So the last time I filled up, I think my kid's bike was set to 45. That's why it was at 45. It just depends on what you're filling, but it will remember unless probably maybe if it loses all battery. It does USB-C charging. It does have a decent sized battery in here, and you can charge your device off of it as well. So there is a USB-A port up here that you can charge your phone if you need to. So if you have this with you, It is a multi-purpose item. Now personally, I'd only use that in an emergency because this is my emergency pump, and it works really well. Way better than I originally had anticipated working, and it's now become my kind of de facto way of pumping up my tires when I'm not by my air compressor. I do have a manual pump as well that I used to use when filling up specific tires on bikes and stuff, but not on in the motorcycle and the moped, or usually the air pump. But this is if I'm away, or if I don't want to have to go get my air pump out and I don't have to fill it a crazy amount. This has kind of been my go-to because I can literally put it on, and it's not quiet. It's not super quiet. It's not super loud, but it's not super quiet. And if you're by the pump for a long period of time, it does get loud. However, I can actually put it on my motorcycle tire, set the pressure, and walk away. And it'll fill itself and it'll stop itself automatically. I don't have to worry about that. So whether it's your bicycle, your motorcycle, a car tire for that matter, this is a fantastic product that has kind of been a real big surprise for me. So there is a link down in the description. You can purchase it on Amazon. $45 right now. They have a 10% off coupon that they have listed in Amazon. So I will put that link. So check it out. Thank you, SCAOKIT, SCAOKIT. You definitely changed my mind on these little things. I've used like 12-volt pumps before for like vehicles, and I've burned them out. This is so much handier because I don't have to worry about cables at all. All I got to do is make sure I have it charged up, and the battery lasts a lot longer than I had anticipated. I thought, maybe I'll get, like my fat bike, I'll be able to maybe one tire, maybe get the next one up. I was able to do both tires with this sucker from flat after changing the tube. So yeah, I'm definitely sold on this thing. This thing's pretty awesome, and it's now in my kit. And I might get a second one for my vehicle or something. Although for a vehicle, it makes less sense because that's a lot of air. But I did put it through spaces on vehicles, so handy little guy. So thanks for sticking by to the end here on Bike Geeks. I got more videos coming. So, till then, check out the links, like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you back here next time, right here on Bike Geeks. See you soon.